He is the franchise of WWE. He is the ace of New Japan. Both men debuted in the fall of 1999, are known as company men, and have carried their respective brands on their backs. But as a result, we never got to find out who would go over in a big one-on-one bout. That is, until now. Welcome to Dave Knows Wrestling's Dream Match, where I will finally analyze these two combatants by examining their virtues, their weaknesses, and their prospects for victory. Everything that will help us to approximate, and calculate who would and should get to go over in a big dream match booking. And today's episode is John Cena versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. First things first, we need to pick a specific point in history for this hypothetical dream match to go down. Then we're gonna focus on a few career highlights throughout both men's careers, and then it's on to a breakdown of their win percentages. All this and more will be used to formulate the victor. Now, with all that being said, let's pick the specific event for our hypothetical dream match. Now, there are multiple points in history when this match could take place. We could go all the way back to the start of their careers in 1999, or we could go back to the mid-2000s when they both won their first world titles. But if we had to pick just one point in time, it would have to be when this match was the closest to happening, and that was in 2018 at WrestleMania, where both men were at the same show. Believe it or not, Tanahashi was in the audience at Mania that year, along with other stars from New Japan. In fact, when Braun Strowman was looking for a tag partner from the crowd, some were looking for Tanahashi to fill the role. And as for the Dr. Thuganomics, he was also in the crowd that night too, as he was not scheduled for a match at the show of shows. But of course, he was booked to have a kayfabe impromptu match later on. However, in this scenario, Cena doesn't have his match against a Phenom later on that night, and Tanahashi isn't just there at WrestleMania as a fan. Instead, these two competitors are in New Orleans in order to face each other. Okay, so now that we know when this match will be taking place, let's take a look at some career highlights. John Cena has won the World Heavyweight title 3 times and the WWE Championship 13 times, in total tying Ric Flair's record of 16, and Cena won his first World Championship in 2005, over a year before Tanahashi would win his. The Doctor of Thuganomics is also a 5-time United States champion, as well as a former Mr. Money in the Bank and a 2-time Royal Rumble winner, and has picked up 2 WWE Tag Team Championships and 2 World Tag Team titles. Tanahashi, on the other hand, has won the IWGP Heavyweight Championship 8 times, the IWGP Intercontinental title twice, and has scored the IWGP United States belt on 3 separate occasions, as well as winning the Never Openweight title and the Under 30 Openweight strap 2 times. And additionally, he has captured 3 tag team titles and 3 6-man tag team championships too, not to mention also winning the G1 Climax tournament an unprecedented 3 times and the New Japan Cup twice. And let's also point out that he is both a Triple Crown champion and a Grand Slam champion in New Japan, something that Cena can't claim in WWE, because while Cena may have twice as many world titles and 12 more combined days as a world champion over Tanahashi, Hiroshi has Cena beat on mid-card and tag belts, as well as the fact that Cena is not a Triple Crown or a Grand Slam champion, as WWE's Triple Crown specifically requires the Intercontinental Championship, a belt that Cena has never won. Oh, and while we're at it, we should also point out that while both men are known as company loyalists, they have won gold outside of their respective main rosters too, with Tanahashi winning tag and trios titles in CMLL as well as their Universal Championship. Plus, he has also brought home tag team gold in Pro Wrestling Noah, as well as winning the British Heavyweight Championship from Rev Pro. And as for John Cena, he's won WWE's developmental OVW Southern Tag Team Championship, as well as the heavyweight title for both Ohio Valley and Ultimate Pro Wrestling. Furthermore, continuing with their accolades and looking to the world of wrestling magazines, Cena dominates in the Pro Wrestling Illustrated, where Tanahashi's highest accolade was getting to be number 3 in the famed PWI 500. In contrast, John Cena has ranked number 1, and not only that, he's done it 3 times, as well as winning Wrestler of the Year twice and Feud of the Year twice, and a Match of the Year 5 times. However, when we look to the pages of the Wrestling Observer, this tells a different story, with Cena yet again winning Wrestler of the Year twice, as well as winning Match of the Year and Feud of the Year once. But Tanahashi, however, has won won Match of the Year 3 times for the Pro Wrestling Observer, as well as Feud of the Year 3 times and Wrestler of the Year 3 times. And most of all, he was also awarded the honor of being Wrestler of the Decade. Although, on a minor note, both men are in the Wrestling Observer Hall of Fame, but CENA was inducted in 2012, which just barely beats out Tanahashi, who was inducted the year after. And now that we reviewed some of the career highlights of both men, it's time to get a breakdown of the calculations.
Hi, Dr. Dave here. While normally win percentages are a major factor in predicting the outcome of these dream matches, it really isn't much use for us here today, as one John Cena and one Hiroshi Tanahashi had such radically different schedules in 2018, as it would seem somewhat misguided to use these calculations, as John Cena has a grand total of only 28 matches for that year, scoring a mere 13 wins and 15 Ls. But turning to Tanahashi, he racked up 113 total matches, winning 57 of them, losing 55, and drawing once. Now, if we did do the math, this would give him a slight advantage in the percent department. But again, the bigger picture here is how many more matches Tanahashi has over that of John Cena, which I think is the bigger tell as far as this contest is concerned.
Alright, so the combatants are set, and it's time to finally find out who's going to win this epic dream match battle. Will it be Hiroshi Tanahashi or John Cena? And your winner is Hiroshi Tanahashi. While the win percentage wasn't much of a factor here today, Tanahashi still had the better numbers, particularly when it came to overall total wins for 2018. However, the real factor that led up to this win, as close as the other statistics were, was what happened on that particular night itself, as that year's WrestleMania saw John Cena get squashed in under 3 minutes, proving that Big Match John doesn't always deliver. But things could have gone very differently if this match took place in any other year, as the Ace of New Japan's most winningest year was 2010, where he scored a win percentage of 69%, where John Cena's best year was 2013, where his win percentage was 73.6. Moreover, in terms of their overall career as of this recording, the Doctor scores 78.7, which is greater than Tanahashi's paltry 52.8. And in terms of shared opponents, they really don't have much in the way of common ground, with some notable exceptions such as Dean Ambrose / Jon Moxley. And while Tanahashi has only faced him once and came up short in straight up one-on-one competition, John Cena has only faced Dean Ambrose 3 times, and while he did win one, Dean won the other 2, meaning that this is yet another statistic that doesn't really give us a lot to work with. Although it should be noted that John Cena has a losing percentage against Rob Van Dam of 50% and 81% against Eddie Guerrero, both of whom use a frog splash as their finish. And wouldn't you know, that's completely akin to Tanahashi's high fly flow, giving Peacemaker yet just one more vulnerability against the Ace. But ultimately, sometimes winning a battle comes down to knowing where to fight, and in terms of 2018's WrestleMania in New Orleans, Louisiana, Tanahashi's the one picking up the W. And so, in the grand scheme, while Cena might be the king, in this game, it's the Ace that comes out on top. Which is why your winner is the Ace of New Japan, Hiroshi Tanahashi.